Okay, so today we're having a look at revising our understanding of data. One of the first things we looked at for the topic of data was creating frequency tables. That was where you were given a list of results and asked to find the frequency of those results. So in one column we have our info. It might be, say, cats versus popularity of dogs. And then from our data, we can create a tally and a frequency. Now the difference between a tally and a frequency is that a tally is just a mark to keep track of how often a result occurs. So say if I'm going along my list and I find 1, 2 people like cats, 1 likes dogs, another person likes cats, then 4 people in a row like dogs, then that would be my tally. And it's important in a tally as well. You'll notice when I had 5 marks, I didn't put the 5th one next to the 4th mark. You put it as a cross, and that makes it easier to count that represents 5. The frequency represents the total, so basically adding up the total of your tallies. So the number 3 we would write for our frequency rather than putting the dashes. The number 5 we would put as our frequency for dogs. We could then put our frequency table into a column graph, and I've got one already drawn up here for, say, if we collect data on the most popular TV shows in our class. We've got our axes set up, our scale is already put on, and the important thing to notice for the scale is that the numbers correspond with each of these little dashes. They're not in between them, because we're saying that the gap between 1 and 2 is the same gap as between 2 and 3, and 3 and 4, which is just one number. Now, some people would then put in their TV shows. They might put the news down here. They might put Big Bang Theory down here. Then The Voice is another example. And then think that that graph is now labelled and complete. We need to actually put something here and something here to make sure our axes are labelled. So down here, I would put the label TV show, because that's what I'm plotting along here, and versus, and what goes on the y-axis is its frequency. And then I'm ready to go with plotting my graph. So if the frequency of people who like the news was that 4 people like the news, I would draw my bar up to 4. If 7 people like the Big Bang Theory, my bar goes up to 7, and if only 2 people like The Voice, my bar only goes up to 2. And that would be an accurate representation of our data.